What if I told you that there's something way more important than entering a trade? Would you believe me? What's up guys, Brandon here, let's go. So today I want to talk about how you can be more accurate as a trader, and I'm going to talk a little about my own experience. So over the course of the last 12 hours or so, I would have called 7 trades. I would have been correct on 85% of them, only really being wrong in terms of the direction on one of them, and that is this one here. And we'll talk about that in a little while, but I want to really go in depth on how to be more accurate as a trader. So now let's break down what is something you can do to really build your accuracy as a trader. And before we do that, let's break down what is accuracy. Now accuracy is the quality or state of being precise or correct. What this means for you as a trader is you must be precise in terms of what you want to do, what you want the market to do, and how you allow these two things to combine together. So what does that really mean? What does that mean for me as a trader? Well, I'll tell you, most traders really only focus on one piece of the puzzle, the entry, right? I am willing to bet that most of you, anybody listening to this, at one point in time had a desire to be a sniper trader. If you will, or if you are, or if you agree with that, that is one of the reasons why your accuracy would be suffering. And I'll tell you why right now. What if I told you that there's something way more important than entering a trade? Would you believe me? Understanding the direction that the market wants to go is way more important than entering into that trade. This is what I do. I prioritize understanding the direction of the market by using structure and traps and psychology and the masses and all of these different things to discern what direction I believe the market is going to go. And then I let my entry technique, my signature technique that I would have created, which is the ECR, I let that do the dirty work of finding the entry for me. It's very simple. Before I go more in depth, I want to talk about each of the different currency pairs that I have analysis on. GBP JPY, GBP CHF, CHF JPY, AUD NZD, NZD JPY, gold, and USD. Believe it or not, the only one I would have gotten wrong in terms of the direction is AUD NZD. So the 7 different trades that I would have called, I only happened to take 2. And the 2 that I took, one was taken out at break even and the other one was taken out at plus 2%. So even last night, I was able to make yet another 2%. So let's hop into my computer really quickly and break down how all of this would have played out. Alright, so we are in my computer and we're going to be taking a look at some of the different analysis that I would have had last night. We're going to look at all 7 of them, and we'll start with AUD NZD. Now, before I talk about AUD NZD, this is the one that I would have gotten wrong in terms of the direction. I mean, I was actually right temporarily. I did say buys. I did say buys on AUD NZD, and it was a very, very temporary buy, but it didn't last very long, and that it happens like that sometimes. But I want to discuss something. I have a saying: you only go against the direction of the market if a reversal is absolutely clear. So I'm not quite sure why AUD NZD would have failed. I think it's something to do with the fact that it might be running back to this trend here to continue inducing the masses to buy. It happens like that sometimes. But what I would have been seeing is overall AUD NZD is in very, very, very bullish momentum, right? And then it was in current bullish momentum, producing higher highs and higher highs and higher highs, right? And then I would have had my bullish ECR right there, and then it would have, given me some buy, right? It would have given me what? Maybe about 10 pips of buys, and then ultimately come back against me. It happens like that sometimes. I am not going to lie to you and tell you that I'm going to win each and every single one of my trades. I don't, right? The next trade that I would have taken a look at or had an analysis on would have been CHF JPY, and I would have also been correct about this very, very temporarily. I did see possible buys on this, and again, we only look for, we are looking at the overall direction, right? You're only looking to go against the direction unless a reversal is clear. Overall, CHF JPY, we could say here is very much bullish, right? And then you could also say plenty rejection to the downside, You have your bullish ECR, and it did indeed buy yet again. It did indeed buy right off of the ECR. My stop loss would have been 10 pips. I didn't take this trade, but it would have gone ultimately about 30 pips in my favor, and it's still in profit even currently as I'm speaking about this. The time is currently 9:41 a.m. Right? I don't know if it could drop, but I'm not quite sure. I didn't take this, and nor do I advise taking it at this point. I would definitely leave it alone at this point. I wouldn't advise taking any trades at this point right now because it's Friday, right? The next trade that I would have had an analysis on is GBP CHF, right? Same principle, same exact principle. You only go against the momentum, right, or the direction if a reversal is absolutely clear. My entry was actually right here. I actually took a trade on this one, and this was my entry right here, right? So let's look at it. Overall, GBP CHF is bullish. I would say that it's bullish, right? It's very much bullish, right? And then we come right here. You had your bullish ECR playing out right here. My entry was actually right here on this red candle, and this was my 10 pip stop loss right here, and it would have given me ultimately about 17 pips, give or take. Yeah, 17. And as I saw it start to move up, I decided to put my stop loss to break even somewhere there, and it would have come back and taken me out right here. It is what it is, but I was right about the direction. Even now, yes, it would have dropped back down, but look at what's going on. It's still going back up, so I'm still right about the direction. The next trade that I would have taken a trade on is GBP-JPY, right? Same principle. If we are looking at it, GBP-JPY is at this point overall bullish. At this point, it is also very much overall bullish, right? And I am looking at this here. So you have a break of a trend line, and then you have a bullish ECR right here in the Asian session. And my entry would have actually been right here. 10 pip stop loss, as you can see right there. And GBP-JPY would have gone almost 55 pips in my favor. I was taken out in profit at about 20 pips profit. I was taken out somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Something like here, right? I'm still right about the direction. Even if it is I was not taken out in profit, this trade would still be open. It would have given me a little bit of drawdown, come back to my entry a little bit, but it's, as you can see, back in profit again, right? We don't go against the direction unless a reversal is absolutely clear. In none of these cases, reversals are clear. Therefore, it makes no sense to try to go against all of the power, all of who is in power. And right now, the bulls are in power. So don't go against it. Don't. Trust me, don't go against it. The next thing I had an analysis on would have been NZD-JPY. And I said that NZD-JPY late last night or early this morning, I said NZD-JPY could crash, right? It could sell off. Overall, NZD-JPY is very much bearish. Currently, it was also very much bearish, rejecting the high and creating lower highs. Then you have your bullish ECR, which would be invalid because we're not looking for buys. You would have a bearish ECR, which would be valid because you're looking for sells. And I didn't take this, but if you wanted to, you could have actually taken advantage of it right around this general vicinity. And you could have sold it right here. 10 pip stop loss would be absolutely safe like that. And NZD-JPY would give you, again, almost 30 pips, and is still in profit currently. Again, I don't recommend at the time of you watching this to try to enter because it's way too late for that. However, this is also correct, right? It's still in profit as we speak right now. The next thing I had an analysis on would have been on gold. Now I said, and I quote, I said if we have some bullish rejection, you could probably look for sells on gold, right? But the bullish rejection never occurred on gold. Therefore, I did say to ignore it. But if you notice, the direction, which is the point of the video, the direction is still correct. It is still correct, which means, and that is what is important. So all I needed to do at this point, right? If I so desired,
was to look for an entry. Now in this case, obviously the entry did not, present itself, but I was correct about the direction, right? So no entry, but direction correct. And last but not least, the last currency pair or asset that I would have had an analysis on is US 30. And I also said US 30 could have some potential for sells last night. And it's the same thing. US 30 is overall bearish. Does it look like there's any potential for reversal? No, it does not. Therefore, continue with your sells. Look at what happens. It's rejecting the high, so it's currently bearish as well. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. And then bearish ECR playing out. Right there could be your entry. Now obviously USDT is a very dangerous pair to trade. You cannot use a 10 pip stop loss on this unless you are very experienced. Even I sometimes struggle with it. I have had some really good trades on USDT, but even I struggle to achieve a 10 pip stop loss on USDT sometimes. But in this case, let's see. We would have just barely been taken out. Right, but look at that. The potential on this trade is about 400 pips. 400 pips. That is 40% return if you got this correct. And it's that simple.
If you realize, I just did about 7 different analysis, 7 different currency pairs analysis on each and every single one of them in no time at all. It proves my point that once you understand exactly what you're looking for and you are laser focused on that thing, it doesn't matter, your analysis is not going to take very, very long. Because the reality is, you know what you're looking for. So if you don't see it, you literally just move on. So if you like this video, be sure to leave a like down below. It really lets me know if I should keep making more content like this. Leave a comment down below as well, ranking yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being bad, 10 being good, on your ability to produce a proper analysis. Right? Be sure to subscribe to the channel as well, because I'm trying to produce content as often as I can, more free content for you. Subscribing is free. Be sure to ring the bell so that you can know when I do produce another video. Other than that, today is Friday. I do hope that you have a great weekend. Be sure to backtest, keep practicing and stuff, but also relax. You'll come back out on Monday. See you then.